So today's video is just going to be some opening of packs. I was able to get some OP15 packs, which we will open and go over just because we're prepping for pre-release. So if you didn't know, this is pre-release weekend. I'm not going to live stream today because I have a lacrosse tournament to go to, but I will be live streaming tomorrow. I have a pre-release on Sunday at 2 p.m. So I'll be live streaming at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a pre-release tournament, and then I will be live streaming again Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I believe we're also doing another pre-release tournament on Wednesday. So those are my two live streams this week. I won't be doing a video for tomorrow because I will be live streaming tomorrow. Today will just be going over opening some packs, talking about pre-release, and what you will need to do. There's plenty of videos online, so if you don't know, with your pre-release, there's two big cards that you'll want to look for, which is the Holly and what's the other one? Maybe I'll get it in opening the packs and I can show you. It's because your leader is multicolored in pre-release, so everybody's supposed to play the multicolored Luffy, which with the Holly essentially gives you double attack on your leader, which is crazy. I don't believe they should have allowed that, but whatever. It is what it is. So let's get into opening some packs, see what we get. Maybe we get a manga. Here's hoping. All right, hopefully this view works. I can't really see it. I did my best to set it up. So let's dig in to our first pack. First pack magic, what do we think? All right, so on the list, she's on play. If you have less lives than your opponent, draw 2 cards, trash 2 cards. Gorgo, on play, reveal 1 card on the top of your deck. Reveal that card as cost of 2 or less. Add 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. Kelly Funk, on play, play up to 1 Bobby Funk from your hand. Ryuma, on play, when attacking, KO up to 1 of your opponent's rested characters, cost 4 or less. Pacifista, 1 cost, use a 2K. If you have Jewelry Bonnie and have 0 life cards, this character gains blocker. Hody Jones, on play, set your Fishman type leader as active, then add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. Dressrosa Kingdom, that goes in Sabo. It's the new, if your leader has Dressrosa type, draw 1 card. On your opponent's attack, you may rest the stage, trash 1 event card from your hand, up to 1 of your leader or characters gains plus 2,000 power during this battle. The Miwan Brothers, on play, if your leader has East Blue type, give up to 1 Dawn from your opponent's cost area up to 1 of your opponent's characters. There's our first leader. That's the new Luffy leader. If your Sky Island type character with 6,000 power base power, keep that in mind, base power would be removed from the field by your opponent, you may add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand instead. The crazy thing I didn't realize is with that, it doesn't say once per turn. So potentially, if they keep attacking into your character, that would be removed from field. You can just add life to say that character, which is just bananas. All right, we got Tony Chopper. We got a Kuro, and we got to go ahead and use Mr. Luffy. This one is the Dressrosa, which is main. Choose 1, draw 2 cards, up to 1 of your Dressrosa type characters gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. The Kuro is a 7/7 blocker. On play, give up to 2 Dawn cards from your opponent's cost area to your opponent's characters. Then at the end of the turn, up to 1 rested character with 3 or more Dawn cards given will not become active on your opponent's next refresh phase. It was weird that was behind the leader. It was just a uncommon. All right, pack number 2. Charlotte Lola, on play, trash 3 cards from the top of your deck. On KO, add up to 1 character cards with a cost of 8 or less from your trash to your hand. Pinchers, if your leader has 0 power or less, give this card in your hand -2 cost. Blocker. Alabasta Support. Fusa. This is the card I was talking about. So all of your Shura cards and this character gain unblockable. Opponent's turn, all of your Shura cards, base power, and this character card, base power, becomes 6,000. So technically, if your leader is multicolored, so the Luffy. I don't know if I have him over here somewhere. Ah, there he is. So your leader. So this is the leader card that we use for pre-release. If you don't know, this leader can only be used in designated events according to the rules. That means pre-release. This leader is treated as a card with all card names, types, and attributes according to the rules. So it is technically a Shura card, so it is unblockable. Plus, it becomes a base 6,000 power leader on your opponent's turn when Fusa is in play. So that is just crazy for pre-releases. All right. Sentomaro, he's a blocker. On block, if you have 2 or less life, draw 1 card. Bartholomew Kuma, on KO, play up to 1 Revolutionary Army type character with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. Rama, he's a 2K on KO. If your leader has the Shandarian Warrior type, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. I find it embarrassing as a human being. This is the new event card for Brook, but you can put it into any black deck. Main, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a base cost of 5 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next refresh phase. Gum Gum Storm, main, you may rest 1 of your Dawn cards if you have 15 or more cards in trash. Up to 1 of your Straw Hat Crew type leaders or characters gains plus 3,000 power during this turn. Counter, if you have 15 or more cards in your trash, up to 1 of your leaders or characters gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. There's the Trash Sanji. It's a 2K. Sai. Blocker. We got a Viola. And we got a Luffy. So we need him for the Brook and other black Luffy decks. So that's nice. So many cards we need from this set. This is only going to scratch the surface of all of the cards that I need. Heavenly Warriors, this is a blocker. If you have 6 or less Dawn cards on the field, this character gains blocker, which goes in purple and L, so essentially it's always a blocker. On play, look at the top 7 cards from your deck, reveal up to 1 Lulusia Kingdom, and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck. This is an EBO4 card. Emmet, another EBO4 card. This is one that I have mixed feelings about, because I feel like the trigger is really cool. Give all your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. Then if you have 0 life, play this card. Problem is this character cannot attack unless there's a character with 12,000 base power or more on the field. So it goes with the 10-12 Luffy. Koala Blocker, on KO, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Dressrosa type event, add it to your hand. Margarita, on play, place 1 card from your opponent's trash at the bottom of the owner's deck. Vegapunk Blocker, if you have 2 or less life cards, all of your yellow scientist type characters cannot be removed from your field by your opponent's effect. Dawn X1, character gains blocker. Yama Blocker, on play, if you play up to 1 Heavenly Warriors with a cost of 1 or up to 1 Vassals, so one of the Shura cards, type character with a cost of 1 from your hand. Would you meet me? Let me eat the flame fruit. This is the double attack card, 7 cost event card that goes along with the Sabo or goes into the Lucy deck. Another Kobe, if your character with 7,000 base power or less would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may give your leader minus 2,000 power during this turn instead. There's the OP04 Jewelry Bonnie, or sorry, EB04 Jewelry Bonnie. This leader is one that could be interesting. Opponent's turn, if you have 1 or less life cards, this character gains plus 2,000 power. Activate main once per turn. Give up to 1 of your opponent's characters minus 1,000 power during this turn. Then if you have 2 or more life cards, you may add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. That's another leader. Oops, we'll put her over here with Monkey D. Luffy. It's an order, do not defy me. This is a Dawn Krieg card. Main up to 1 of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 8 or less that has 2 or more Dawn cards given will not become active until your opponent's next refresh phase. Counter, up to 1 of your Krieg cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Oh, beautiful. Oh, look at that alt. So this is the new SR alt 5/7 Luffy. This sucker's going in a perfect fit immediately. So this card is the crux of a lot of yellow decks, like especially in this Luffy deck, just because essentially it can't be removed as long as you have life. But when swinging, if your opponent activates an event or a blocker, you reveal the top card on your life, and it gets bonus that power for the cost of that card, which is bananas. So, for instance, I just have the yellow chopper. So, for instance, if I swing and they activate an event, so they counter 4,000 power, I flip over Tony Chopper. This event essentially becomes null and void because now it's plus 4,000 power. So I'm still swinging for 7 on top of their 4K. So they have to counter out on top of that as well. So it becomes a 11,000 swing. This is just such a banana. That is pretty though. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but that is pretty alt. So that's really the first hit. I am very pleased with that. Probably be the only hit I get out of these packs because, yeah, I have the worst luck with opening packs. All right, I'll kind of go through some of the stuff a little quicker. Let's move all this stuff over here. All right. We got Jonas Perinpin. On play, select one of your opponent's rested characters. If the chosen character has costs equal to the number of Dawn cards given to it, KO it. Oh, fun. Jaku, on play, you may trash one event from your hand, draw 2 cards. Opponent's turn on KO. Your opponent places one of their hand at the bottom of their deck. Amazon, on your opponent's attack, you may rest this character. Your opponent may return one of their active Dawn cards to their Dawn deck. Wow, that's a pain. If they do not, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters minus 2,000 power. So it gives them a choice. That's interesting. It's very Big Mom-esque. Zeph. This is another EBO4 card that I'm interested in. When attacking, your leader's base power becomes 7,000 until the end of your opponent's next end phase. So you're a 7/8 swinger, and your leader becomes base 7K. That's just bananas. Another Kuma, Finger Pistol Lotus. You may trash 2 cards from the top of your deck, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a base power of 5 or less. Nola, if your character with 7,000 base power would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may return 1 Dawn card from the field to your Dawn deck instead. Leo, Barrier Bowls. Main, you may draw 1 card, and your leader gains 1,000 power until the end of your opponent's next refresh phase. Golden Rifle. So this card I had questions about because main, if your leader has Straw Hat Crew type, trash 1 card from the top of your life cards, then add 1 card from your deck to the top of your life cards and trash 1 card from your hand. So essentially, if you have no life, for 1 Dawn, you can trash a card, play this card, and gain a life, which I think is bananas. And a Tony Chopper, which goes along there. All right, 2 more packs to go. Let's see what we get. Mihawk, he's a 2K. On play, rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a Dawn given. Spoil. This is pretty cool 2K. Really goes in the Brook deck or a black trash deck. On play, trash 3 cards from your deck. Activate main. You may trash this character. If you have 15 or more cards in your trash, give 1 Dawn, one of your rested Dawn cards to your leader or characters. Moda, 2K. Doll, blocker. Opponent's turn. All your Navy type characters gain +2 cost. Holly. So this is the other card. that you want to look for in your pre-release. All of your own cards and this character gain double attack. Opponent's turn, all of your own cards, base power, and this character's base power becomes 6,000 power. So this makes your Luffy leader double attack and base power of 6k. Bananas. So here's your Lulicia Kingdom. Probably mispronouncing that. Opponent's turn, all of your characters with a base cost of 1 gain 5,000 power. On play, set up to one of your opponent's characters to 0 during this turn. 7-cost stage. Yorkie, your turn on play, up to one of your Brook cards, or up to one of your Brook cards gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. That's kind of nice. Jewelry Bonnie 2K, if your character has 7,000 power. So this is, in this set, if you don't know, we're getting removal protection in all colors. They're all 1 cost, 2Ks, 2,000 powers. You have Jewelry Bonnie, Perona, whole bunch of different ones that are all protection for 7Ks or less. Another Kobe, another Jewelry Bonnie leader pack, Viola, and a Fire Fist. All right, last pack. Last pack magic? Probably not. Let's see what we got. Heavenly Warrior, Moda, another Emmet, Koala, Yama, Arthur Lemikuma, Bobby Funk, Frankie, Django, Hiso, an Oars, and Ashura. So out of those 6 packs, definitely a fantastic pull with this Luffy. That alt Luffy is fire. The rest of it is kind of meh. I definitely need, there's just so many cards. In this deck and space, there's just so many cards that you need to go into this new meta. You know, I'm probably going to have a bunch of Bonnie leaders. That's kind of funny that I got 2 of them. But I got the beginnings of my yellow Luffy deck. I don't know if I'm going to play this Luffy. I might, just because like that protection to all of your characters is just crazy. Missing the Robins. I didn't think I hit a single Robin. So there's a 7-cost Robin, which on play lets you cycle a card out of your hand and then play out a 5-cost. So you get to play out that Luffy for free, essentially, and then swing, because it requires 6 Dawn on your field. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you tune in tomorrow for the live streams. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we get some more good pulls out of those, and maybe, fingers crossed, we win a pre-release. I've never won a pre-release, but sure as hell going to try. Thanks for watching.